Hi, I'm Don. Today I'll show you how I clean my airbrushes. I have been using an airbrush for painting gunpla and mecha for 14 years now. And I still don't have an ultrasonic cleaner.
Hi, I'm Don. Welcome to my studio.
This channel is supported by all these awesome brands. I usually use glass cleaners to clean my airbrush during and after painting, but today we're cleaning with Pine Sol. Make sure you use ammonia-free cleaners because those will fade the finish of your airbrushes. Also, we're using the Vallejo airbrush cleaner later in the video. Pine Sol at full strength is awesome. It's super strong. I use it to strip my minis, my older painted minis, and the smell is super nice. The smell of Pine Sol is super nice. It's borderline bad actually because the smell is so strong, but I think it's all natural. For a thorough clean, you may disassemble your airbrushes as you soak it for 10 minutes. The main reason why I did not disassemble my airbrushes is that because they're kinda clean anyways and I don't really need a thorough cleaning. I clean my airbrushes pretty well during painting, so I don't really have to clean this too much, but I'll put the link of the video of the cleaning of my airbrush while I'm painting. Again, you could disassemble your airbrush while soaking for 10 minutes and it will clean better than what I'm doing in the video. After 10 minutes, dilute the Pine Sol with water. But before we continue, a ton of thanks to my patrons. You guys make this video creation a bit more possible. Do consider being a patron because I'm writing my second book and you'll have access to the drafts. Now we need to wear gloves, even though we diluted the Pine Sol already. Now I disassemble the airbrushes. I'm being very careful here because the Infinity has a 0.4 needle and the Grapho, the blue one, has a 0.15, and we don't want to swap those needles with the nozzles because we will ruin or we might damage the 0.15 nozzle. Now you could use all sorts of brushes, like I'm using an old toothbrush here, but you could use those brushes for airbrushes because they clean like the tubes or the inner parts of the airbrush really well. But I can't find like my cleaner, my small brushes that looks like the cleaners of feeding bottles, but I highly recommend those. Pangkulangot. Introducing the pangkulangot. We call this tool pangkulangot because it's really nice. It picks the really hard to remove old paint inside the nozzles or even along the needles and such because it has a wedge. Like the tip of this pangkulangot is like wedgy. So you could scrape off stubborn old paint that are still dry, and although at this point, since we soaked it with Pine Sol, those dried paints are kinda loose already. Needless to say, the most important parts of the airbrushes are the inner parts, especially the nozzle area where the paints come through, and there are stubborn old paints there if you don't clean enough while painting. I actually spent an hour cleaning all these 3 airbrushes. I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner. Do tell at the comment section below if those are worth it. Now we rinse and dry. I did not record on film the rinsing in the sink. I basically use dishwashing liquid and tons of water to rinse the airbrushes. So now we're just drying it with clean towel. You could also inspect all the pieces or all the parts, and you could still pick like the old paints, stubborn old paints, because now there are no bubbles. You could clearly see the parts, and just use the pangkulangot to clean up stubborn paints. Now we use the Vallejo airbrush cleaner. You could dilute this 1:1 with water, but I use it at full strength and add a very small amount to the airbrushes, and then I back flush and then flush it away, and then we're done. The Patreon version of this video discusses if Harder and Steenbeck are worth it, because I can be a bit more candid at Patreon. That's it, Pansit.
That's it, we're done. I hope you liked the video. Do like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining the channel so that you'll be part of our Discord community. Saludos!